What was your most terrifying bathroom experience ever? That moment when you drop the mother of all turds and when you flush, it's too big to go down and the water level just rises and rises until the magic moment it goes. Picture this at your girlfriend's parents' house while visiting for the first time during Christmas. This is why I try not to poop anywhere else but my own toilet. Happened last week. I was in a hospital bathroom pooping. There was one stall and one urinal. I'm at the point where I could probably finish up, but I was in no hurry. I hear the door open and someone let out an enormous sigh. I immediately tense up. Then I hear them walk towards the urinal while fumbling with their pants. I'm relieved. They are just peeing, so I'll have the bathroom back to myself in no time. Then, I look down at this guy's feet. They are facing the wrong way at the urinal. As soon as my expression changes to fear, I start to hear the most agonizingly disgusting farts and explosive diarrhea. My face is frozen in an expression like I was watching kitten murders. I did this to this poor man. In a dire emergency, this man had made it. He had triumphantly made it to the bathroom in the nick of time only to be foiled by some Redditor taking an extended break on the toilet. I turned what should have been a victory into the most shameful moment of that man's life. Not to mention ruined the week of at least one janitor. The man finishes after an eternity and promptly left after audibly wiping with paper towels. As I wiped and left, I couldn't help but look. It was a massacre. It was a travesty. And it was all my fault. I cautiously washed my hands, very careful not to touch anything that might have had this man's booty traps all over it. No other incident has changed my bathroom habits like that day. Reddit, we need to change. Our extended bathroom stays are not a victimless crime. I pray you never have to face one of your victims as I did. Easily the best crap story here. Nothing can beat preparing for a colonoscopy. You have to drink a liquid that makes you crap out everything and you're on the toilet for hours. In the pharmacy we joke that we should sell that stuff with a rack of magazines and pack of toilet paper. Ate a lot of pickled beets one night, like almost the whole jar. Next morning I thought I had a cancer, until I remembered the beets. I had a similar experience with urine. I had a brief freak out when I thought I might be pea blood until I thought the whole thing out and realized, beets. I was in freshman year of high school and during biology I suddenly got this incredibly sharp pain in my side that had me almost to the point of tears. I also needed to pee really badly and I asked to be excused so I could go to the bathroom and hopefully the pain was just going to end with a bowel movement. As I got up to leave, walking only made the pain worse and it took me probably 5 minutes to get to the bathroom, having to take small breaks leaning against a wall or falling to the ground and hugging my knees for a few seconds. As I got to the bathroom I began to grow very nauseous. I had no idea what was happening to me and I was sweating profusely. I was trying to pee for the longest time and it freaked me out that I couldn't. Biology was my last class of the day and I had easily been in the bathroom crying for half of the class period. Eventually, the pain got to the point where I was just balled up on the bathroom floor and waiting for it to go away. I honestly thought I was going to die. I ended up vomiting until my stomach was empty and passed out afterwards on the bathroom floor. My teacher had gotten a few other teachers to look for me after school was out since I had yet to return to class and students were already on their way home. I ended up being found by the gym teacher. My dad took me to the hospital later that day and I was told that I had developed a UTI that turned into a kidney infection. Probably not the kind of answer you were expecting, but the whole time I believed I was going to die and I was trying to make peace with that fact before I passed out. Oh my gosh, kidney pain is seriously the worst. I've passed 3 or 4 kidney stones and the side pain is so bad. I got super nauseous too. Not really the same thing, but I can sort of sympathize with you. I am so sorry. Having a turd that felt as hard as a rock and as large as my fist, trying to come out of my cornhole. That was incidentally the last time I cried. One time my wife really had to go to the bathroom. We were driving, so I pull over at a random restaurant at about 11 at night. She rushes in, kicks open the bathroom door, hitting some small child in the face. The child erupts into a bloody mess. My wife looks around, sees no parents. She apologizes profusely but can't hold it anymore. She rushes into a stall and just then the mother comes in, sees her bloody child and hears my wife crapping bloody murder. They yell at each other. Why was your kid in here alone? Well, why did you open the door so fast? Well, why would you have your kid at a restaurant in the middle of the night? Basically back and forth in between a child crying and loud poops. The kid was alright. We went home and she used the bathroom there too. As I was tripping on LSD, I had the amazing idea to take a shower in the dark with a green strobe light on the sink. Craziest, most demon shadow shower from heck. I've never washed my butt fast enough. Pooping with my girlfriend in the room. I wipe oddly, so I tried to wipe a normal way and I got poop on my fingers. A lot. She was watching me. I told her to go grab my phone and I hopped up to wash it real quick. She never found out. She knew. At a bar, I swear to God, it was like someone had painted the walls of the store with crap. I have no idea why anyone would do such a thing. It reminded me of that South Park episode where Cartman has a revenge business that only involves painting people's houses in different kinds of crap. Classic brown, baby green, nut and corn crunch, hangover black. This bathroom was definitely covered in nut and corn crunch. Someone was obviously lied to about their future self. I sat down, did my stuff and then realized there was no toilet paper. I didn't know what to do, so I just sat there. I also didn't have my phone. It was pretty bad. Was probably around 8-9 years old. Some butthole teenagers decided to frick with me while I was using a porta potty at a lake I was at. They waited for me to get in and start my business. Then they got on each side and started rocking it back and forth while calling me names. Amsterdam. Everything is going amazing. Made tons of friends in the hostel. We decide to do magic mushrooms. It's amazing for the first 2 or 3 hours. Then I go to the bathroom and happen to look in the mirror. I was glued to it for the next hour, watching myself age 30 plus years. Terrifying. I am not going to look in the mirror next time and I'm not going to be an attractive 50-year-old. Yeah, dudes never look into the mirror while high on anything. I used to sleepwalk as a kid. My dad caught me one night trying to jump over the shower door into bed, which would have been the tub 6 feet below. The toilet, to windowsill, to shower door climb was exactly the same as my chair. To windowsill, to top bunk bed climb I did every night before going to bed. While sleepwalking I simply got the wrong room. TLDR. Nearly broke my neck trying to jump over a solid shower door. Last weekend was my last day at my job in a supermarket. I was in the stall, making ploppies, and a woman and her 2 small children came into the next stall. A few minutes go by and one of the kids is chattering away. All of a sudden, she crawls under the stall, says hi to me and crawls back. Then she says, loudly, "Mommy, she's going poo poo." Most hilariously mortifying bathroom story to date. Kids are dongs. I was living in the dorm at college during this. I had to pee at like 3 AM. Once I got to the bathroom, I hear someone laughing uncontrollably. The bathroom's shaped like a U, with the entrance and the toilets on opposite sides, so it's not immediately apparent what this person's laughing at. I walk over to the other side, and there's a naked guy kneeled over one of the urinals with blood streaming out of his nose. The urinal was completely coated in blood. It looked like someone had butchered an animal in it. When he sees me, he turns to face me and starts laughing harder. I decided I didn't need to pee that bad and went back to bed. This is amazing. That's hilarious and scary as frick. The first time my girlfriend and I tried having sex in the shower, we had a big, curved bathtub and didn't think about how slippery it would be. Things were actually going pretty well until I tried thrusting a bit too hard and she slipped, hitting her head on the wall. She was actually fine, but I was worried we would have to go to the hospital. After that incident, we bought some of those non-slip rubber duck stickers for the bathtub and things have been much better. Dagnammit, every dang time I read your comments, get confused, then there's ducks, and I check your username, and every time I curse you. One time I was masturbating in the tub. Must have been a great orgasm cause my leg kicked a little. I caught my pointer toe on the faucet of the tub and cut it to the bone. Blood diffuses into water too fast. So there I am in a bath full of blood, dong in hand, CM on chest, and pain. It took 3 stitches and a made up story, but my toe is fine now. This comment made me fold all 10 toes back on themselves. I'm not unfolding until no more faucets exist. Just the other day I found out the fan in our new place had an earwig infestation while sitting on the toilet below it. Good thing you were already on a toilet. This actually happened tonight. I walk into a campus building. Lights are off. Emergency exits lit. Shoot scary yo. But I don't care. Nature calls. So I enter the bathroom to see it pitch black. After feeling around for the light switch, I find it and try to turn it on. Nope, not turning it on. So I'm like, whatever. It's 2015 and I have a phone. So I cue up my flashlight and go to town on the nearest urinal. Golden excretions flooding the pink cakes we know and love. The from behind me in the stall. A toilet flushes. My stream freezes instantly. My body goes rigid. My brain goes flaccid. I zip up and get the frick out of there as fast as possible while stealing a glance back, only to see that there was no one in the fricking stall. WTF. My brain tells me it's just one of those auto sensor things. My eyes tell me it's as mechanical as the fricking mousetrap board game. But yeah, that was pretty creepy. I don't like bathrooms now. Holy crap, something similar happened to me tonight. Except not as bad because I did manage to get the light on. But once I finished doing my business I was going to wash my hands and I heard the sound of something dropping in one of the stalls behind me, but I was the only one in there, so I tried to wash my hands as fast as I could and bolted back to my dorm. I'm still scared. One day I was at cross-country practice in high school. We had just finished the warm-up and stretching and I was ready to begin my run when my body decided it was time to use the bathroom. As the rest of my team takes off on the run, I run into my school, but not too fast of course. Exertion leads to excretion. I walk into the bathroom in our lobby which had one stall. Great planning, I know, and this stall was covered in crap. It was repulsive. I quickly get out of there and, with a rumbling stomach, I walked to the next closest bathroom. I got in, sat down quickly and began the deed. This wasn't your everyday crap. I had eaten a few persons servings of buffalo wings the night before, so not only was this defecation explosive, it was also spicy. You know how hot wing shoots are. After a good amount of time sitting on the toilet, I reach over to grab some toilet paper. No dice. The stall was all out of toilet paper. It was the only stall in that bathroom. At this point, I waddle on over back to the first bathroom with a fiery butthole just to wipe. I didn't end up going on my run that day. Exertion leads to excretion. For some reason, I can picture an writing this on a chalkboard. Had a varicose vein rupture as I stepped out of the shower. Went from normal boring morning to holy frick my leg is shooting blood 3 feet across the floor in the blink of an eye. At 3 AM my 10-year-old starts furiously banging on our bedroom door yelling something is wrong in the bathroom. I drag myself out of bed, go into hallway, and pull open the bathroom door. It was like a fricking cartoon. Pretty much. A wall of water came rushing out. One of the lines under the sink had broke sometime in the night and had been running like mad for a long time. It flooded that bathroom, part of 2 bedrooms, an adjacent master bath, and since this was on top floor, it destroyed 2 rooms on the lower level. Thank God for good insurance. That actually happened at my grandpa's house when we were little. It was a house so old that it was built when people thought having carpet in bathrooms was a good idea. Yep, fun. Ooh, I got this. Not only my scariest bathroom experience, one of the scariest moments in my life. One time I was flying from Long Beach, California to Dulles near DC. I'm in the waiting area, and I see a girl from my school. Being a freshman in high school at the time, I was pretty much in love with every girl I saw. But I had a special crush on this girl, Annie, for all of a month cause she was a cute little theater geek who was one of the nicest and bubbliest of people I had ever met. I never was that kid who was afraid of talking to girls, so I went over and shot the crap with her while we were waiting for boarding. On the actual plane, she was all the way in the back and I was right over the wing, so I didn't see her during the actual flight. So, for some background, I'm terrified of airplanes. On an airplane, I have to be able to see the horizon and the earth out the window. I have to know what's going on. I will sit in a window seat and grab the armrests hard enough that it's like I'm trying to fly the airplane through them. For the entire flight, my arms and neck always ached for a day or so afterwards. If we are going through clouds, or it's at night over the ocean, I flip out and go into an anxiety attack and completely shut down. I've tried Xanax, but it only puts me in this hellish state of not being able to really tell what's going on but also really needing to see out the windows. So I'm doing my usual thing. Trying to fly the plane through the armrests and staring intently through the window while trying not to make any noises or freak out the people next to me. This flight was somewhat bad because it was at night, and there were clouds everywhere, and whoever was on the window seat on the other side of the plane had closed the window so I couldn't see the horizon or the ground if the plane turned left. So, basically heck. But then the unthinkable happened, and I had to go to the bathroom. I have little nightmares about airplane bathrooms. No windows. Modern airliners all have this computer software called Airborne Collision Avoidance System. Essentially, it uses radar to tell if a plane is too close to another plane, and makes it automatically dive if it thinks it's too close and might crash. So guess when it malfunctioned? While I was peeing. I scream in terror. I wasn't the only one in the plane doing that, actually. While the plane goes into a nosedive, I freak out and zip up too quickly, causing myself to scream in pain. I was the only one this time. The pilot has corrected the plane by this point, so I clean myself up and sneak back into my seat while everyone is distracted by the PA message telling them what happened. I run into Annie a few days later, and we were all like weird, we saw each other on that flight. That dive thing was weird. Yeah, and then she says, yeah, some guy was screaming in the bathroom, and he kept on screaming. It kind of creeped me out. She will never know it was me. One time when I was around 8ish, I had finished taking a bath and had gotten dressed. For whatever reason, I decided to hide behind the closet door, which was right next to the bathroom door. I think I might have been attempting to scare my dad or something like that. So, my dad came in to get one of my younger siblings started on their bath. When he walked in, the bathroom door didn't open all the way, because I was blocking it with the closet door, and he started trying to shove it closed, thinking there was a towel or something blocking it. Long story short, he wound up tearing off one of my toenails before I realized that there was a possibility of me getting hurt. TLDR. Tried to scare my dad. He got me back by tearing off my toenails. I was driving through this super sketchy place because I was driving to my vacation home from someone's house, and I drove through the super ghetto inner city. I was like 12-13 at the time too. Anyway, I must have eaten something bad, because I feel like I'm about to have explosive diarrhea. I tell my mom. She pulls into this super sketchy McDonald's, and I sprint to the bathroom. But this place is literally disgusting. There's like 2-3 people in there, and all of them look like drug dealers or homeless people. However, my stomach clearly didn't care, and I'm just sitting there crapping my guts out for like 20 minutes. Part of the way through, I hear some people walk in, and then I hear a few angry words being thrown around, and then someone screamed something and ran out, and I could only hear one person left in there. I hear this weird clicking noise, and then the door open and close again. I was pretty sure they were all gone now, and I quickly wiped and hauled out of there. However, while I was washing my hands, I saw something pretty concerning. A single bullet was sitting next to the sink. I'm no gun fanatic, but I recognized a bullet. I literally sprinted out of there and got my mom to drive out of there as fast as I could as I tried to explain myself, and she didn't believe me, of course. That night, I was watching the news and it said 2 people were killed exactly where I was over a drug deal gone wrong. For years I've been pretty sure that my bathroom mates were either the ones killed or doing the killing. You don't have to be a gun fanatic to recognize a bullet. Got my junk caught in my zipper at a Sam's Club restroom when I was around 6 or 7. I was terrified and panicking like never before. I was having a small adventure with my grandfather when we decided to stop in a pub. While waiting for him to order his drinks, I went to the restroom. A guy, kinda large and round looking, started a conversation with me. He then rubbed my shoulders. I felt uncomfortable and tried to leave, but then he got forceful and tossed me in the stall behind us. He kept trying to kiss me and was licking me when I finally got the upper hand. I got out from under him and started bashing his head between the seat and the bowl. My grandfather and I left very quickly after that. Okay, Morty. Went to pee on a full bladder. Nothing came out. I mean nothing. My urethral wasn't letting anything come out. Spent the rest of the day trying to get into urgent care with a urologist before I went to the emergency room for a urethral stricture. Wonder how they deal with that in an emergency? That's another story. Some background. I have chronic constipation, and I only get to crap once or twice a week. And when I had to go, I really had to go. When I was in high school, in the middle of the class, I suddenly felt some disturbance in the stomach. Asked permission from the teacher and I dashed off to go to the clinic. Mind you, I attended a HS inside a university, and the clinic is 2 buildings away, and I had to take 3 flights of stairs down to get there. You might think, why not just go to the bathroom? Well, I could, and there's one beside my classroom, but the clinic bathroom was the best place to crap because you're all alone. Take your sweet time undisturbed and you get to have soap and a lot of toilet paper. So there was I, sweaty and in some pain from holding it in, walked in the clinic, told the nurse I had to use the bathroom immediately. Then the nurse told me the clinic bathroom was under renovation and had to use the communal school bathroom. Oh dear God, I can feel it coming out now. I had no choice but to go back to the bathroom near the classroom. So I made a dash back to find out the flush is not working on all toilets and you have to manually get water from a barrel and use buckets to flush things down. Okay, no problem, I could do that. Maybe just use 1 bucket of water. No worries. Luckily, a classmate was inside the bathroom too, and asked if she could be on standby just in case I needed another bucket. She agreed as class was boring. So I did my thing. Oh sweet relief. 1 week worth of turd and I just had to look at it, and it's definitely one of the biggest I ever had. I had to bid it goodbye and threw down a bucket of water for it to flush. Nope, it won't go down. Asked my friend who was waiting outside the cubicle for another bucket. Still nope. Then another. Nope. And a 4th one. But this piece of crap was too stubborn. I could make a dash for it and leave it there on its own, but people started flocking the bathroom as it was nearing lunch break. I could hear whispers about me taking too dang long inside the cubicle. I'm getting nervous. My friend is making some excuses not to let it look bad. I asked for 2 more buckets hoping and praying it would go down. But alas, it won't. Like a buoy in the middle of a sea, it refuses to sink and go down the drain. As I could hear people getting pissy already, I have accepted defeat. I did what I had to do. I reached into the trash can, got a piece of used TP and picked up the piece of turd from the toilet and threw it in the bin. Had to conceal it by putting other trash over it. TLDR. Scooped my poop from the toilet and threw it in the trash can rather than leaving it for everyone else to see. The 10-day crap. I had a workplace accident, lost the tips of 2 fingers, they got reattached, and was in hospital for 2 weeks. I was on IV drip of morphine the whole time, and that really constipates you. I wasn't eating that much but still could not poop. I ate no more than half the amount of normal food per day. 10 days in, I was allowed to go home for a day visit, but the nurses noticed I had not gone to the toilet as yet. They gave me a serve of laxatives. Nothing. I sat on the toilet for an hour trying. Nothing. I told them it was a success and they let me go home. Within 30 minutes of being at home alone it hit me. It was like having scissors inside my stomach. I hunched over and limped to the toilet and then, oh my sweet Jesus, it was sheer pain. 10 days had made this monster as solid as concrete. I was giving birth to a baseball bat through my butt. I was in so much pain. I was screaming as it was coming out. I had to brace my arms on the walls. It won't snap off either. It was just one long, large, continuous, painful terror. When that motherfucking piece of concrete finally escaped my body, I couldn't stop. I swear I almost filled the bowl. I had to flush twice. The monster would not go away, it just stayed there. It was brown and white. After I was done, I finally killed the demon by using a shitload of bleach for it to soak in. After all that, I had to catch my breath and clean myself up. I laid on my couch in the fetal position, whimpering in pain and shocked at what I just experienced. I will never, ever forget that experience. I was violated from the inside out. For anyone who wants a TLDR for this, you Jigsaw 153 got his butthole torn apart by a diamond crab. I was using the toilet when I looked down and saw a huge spider. At the time, we were living with my in-laws. I knew it was a rubber spider placed there to scare me by my husband's stepfather. I left the bathroom and got my husband to show what his stepfather did. My husband looked at me and said it was a wolf spider. He proceeded to poke it and it got up and ran after me. F that. The day my pilonidal abscess first broke through, I took a massive crap and there was blood and pus everywhere. The pain I had been feeling was relieved as the pressure went down, but without having any idea what happened I was convinced I had colon cancer. 9 years and 4 surgeries later I now have 3 ischemics and some nerve damage that causes horrible pain every time I crap. But at least I'm pilonidal free since 2012. Maybe not what OP had in mind when he asked the question, but I had the ceiling of a bathroom collapse on me in graduate school. I walked in, turned on the light, and heard a loud crash and electric sparking. All the ductwork, ceiling tiles, and scaffolding fell me. Fortunately, it was a single unisex bathroom and the bulk of the scaffolding caught the toilet and the sink. It smashed them up pretty good too. I only managed to cut my leg a little. It managed to wedge the door shut, so I had a few minutes of frantic pounding to get out completely in the dark. The best part? It had happened 10+ years ago in the adjoining bathroom. I guess no one thought it was worth the time to check the bathroom that was built right next to it. The 10th of May, 2013. I will never forget that day, as my second daughter was born. My wife was hospitalized with a kidney infection and had to stay there till the kid was born. Sadly, she came at 29 weeks. The last few days before birth I was at the hospital 24/7 and ate the same crap food she did, to which I got constipated like never before. The day of her birth, I decided to head to work very early and get some stuff done as I would be gone a long time. I finish up and head back to the hospital just in time to see my kid pop out and taken to the NICU. The rest of the day was a whirlwind of family and agonizing frustration. She was born around 9 AM, and about 8 PM. I went across the street to the Walgreens to get a few things. I don't know why, but the messed up and Walgreens always bring out the waste in me. I walk inside and instantly feel it coming on. I run to the bathroom area and it needs a keypad code. Frick. I find someone quickly and get inside, but it was too late. As I was following this person to the door, a little bit falls out of me and onto the store floor. Then another and another. I literally leave a trail of crap behind me. I finally make it to the stall, and crap like no tomorrow. It was so freaking messy and tarish that I used my underwear to wipe my butt, as the toilet was filled with compacted fecal matter due to the stress of my wife being in the hospital. I dared not add to that puke of crap with crap paper. I flush, not with said underwear in the toilet, and it fills with water and drains on crap. Frick again. I flush a few more times with the same result. I furiously wet paper towels to finish wiping my disgustingly dirty butt and throw those and my undies away. I do what I can to clean up the mess I made, and believe me, it was freaking nasty. At this point, I am fairly clean and composed, but the manager comes in and sees the shitpocalypse that just occurred. I tell him I clogged the toilet and he says no problem. As I leave, I see him with a mop attempting to clean the crap trail I left behind, with the store filled with the echoes of him retching. Walgreens manager guy, I am really sorry. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.